Red Bull is in big trouble and things are getting worse. They might lose one of their most important workers in the next few months because Ferrari wants him. And this time it really looks like it could happen. Good timing is super important in life, especially when you're competing like in Formula One. The Ferrari team was really smart when they hired Lewis Hamilton. They tricked everyone with perfect timing and careful planning. Even smart managers like Toto Wolff were surprised. Frederick Vasseur is young and just started running things at Ferrari. He's already changing how the team works, focusing on the people who help him reach his goals. Ferrari hasn't won a world championship in a really long time, but people are feeling hopeful. This is different from Mercedes and Red Bull, which have lots of problems. Even in the first half of 2024, Red Bull became famous for fighting inside the team instead of being the best racing team. Red Bull's main office started looking into Christian Horner because someone said he acted badly toward another worker. They decided he didn't do anything wrong and the case was closed. But wait, absolutely not. Every day new secrets come out, showing fights inside the team, power games, and old arguments that haven't exploded yet. When a team is winning, it helps everyone feel better about problems. But when the man who started Red Bull died, that was the last straw. Even though F1 was never the main business for the energy drink company, Dietrich spent lots of money to be the best in car racing. He even bought the Faenza team from Paul Stoddart, which wasn't doing well. As long as he was alive, Red Bull's co-founder was like glue that kept everyone in the team together. The English team led by Horner always took credit for Milton Keynes' success. Helmut Marko, who brought some of the best young drivers to F1 in the past 10 years, represents the Austrian spirit on the racetrack. Without getting into all the details of the newest drama in this long story, we're sure that just winning races won't be enough to make many engineers want to keep working in a place that has become mean and stressful. Even though it can be rewarding too, almost everyone who's important at Red Bull has spoken up about this mess, except for Adrian Newey. This F1 genius has always been quiet, focusing on what he loves most, building the world's fastest race cars. The engineer from Stratford-upon-Avon is like an artist who loves freedom. Making him follow strict rules would be a big mistake. In his book about working at McLaren, Newey told a weird but pretty recent story. It was a very controlled place, where you walked through long white hallways and it took forever to get to work. One day I decided to take a different path from the parking lot. I got a warning email saying they would start an investigation if I kept not following the planned route to my office. Think about all the chaos happening at Red Bull right now. Imagine how a man like that would react to this witch hunt atmosphere, especially in the team where he had found his perfect place. This is exactly the right time when the best designer in the world might end his amazing career by joining the famous Ferrari team, which will have Lewis Hamilton starting next year. Frederick Vasseur and the top bosses don't need to think much about wanting to get Newey, but to convince Adrian Newey and hit the target, you have to give the British man a level of freedom that will make the 65-year-old happy and let him show all his creativity. These are the same reasons that made him leave a powerful F1 team like McLaren for what seemed like a bright, new team called Red Bull back then. According to what people are saying around the racing paddock, Ferrari is definitely trying for this chance. You can't let an opportunity like this slip away. As far as we know, besides offering a huge amount of money, Ferrari would be ready to give Newey whatever he asks for. This is all thanks to John Elkann's smart business management. He knows what he's doing from a business point of view. In short, Newey thinks Ferrari needs to act right now or never. So every day brings new discoveries in the Red Bull drama. But what's the real truth behind the reports that Christian Horner might have to quit after all? And what does the current team manager say about his workers threatening to switch teams? On the racetrack, Red Bull is messing everything up. Milton Keynes' racing team keeps making news off the track too. During the Grand Prix weekend in Jeddah, Helmut Marko was suddenly getting lots of attention. At first, people thought the man from Graz would be forced to quit his job. After a conversation that cleared things up with managing director Oliver Mintzlaff, the 80-year-old was finally allowed to stay. Marko said that Mintzlaff along with Franz Tost, had planned a meeting with majority owner Chalerm Uvidia in Dubai on Sunday after the race. It seems like the Austrian side tried to explain to the Thai owner why continuing to work with Christian Horner might hurt the team and the worldwide energy drink business. But this shouldn't surprise Uvidia, and it hasn't bothered him yet. The fact that the employee who complained about Horner's behavior now wants to take the case to a British civil court wouldn't impress Uvidia. This idea had been talked about before. It's impossible to predict where a sudden change of mind might come from. But one thing is clear. The failed Marco mission in Jeddah gave Horner and Uvidia's enemies a big advantage they clearly didn't expect. Max Verstappen supported his sponsor so strongly, and Horner had moved him directly from Formula 3 to the top class in 2015. Verstappen made it clear that Marco staying at Red Bull is completely connected to his own future. After the race, Horner faced tough questions about his superstar possibly leaving. The British man stayed calm on the outside. It's like everything in life. You can't force someone to work somewhere just because it's written on a piece of paper. If someone doesn't want to be in this team, we won't force them to stay against their will. Horner tried to keep this comment general without talking specifically about Verstappen. It would affect people across all areas of his racing team. Working in a team like this requires commitment and passion. Max has that. He's been here since he was 18 years old, and I have no doubt that his commitment and passion will change in the future. For weeks, Horner has been trying to sell the public on the perfect Red Bull world, even while one media bomb after another hits him. There is no tension or stress. You can see how relaxed Max is with everyone in the garage. Of course, every team would love to have him, but as Toto Wolff has already said, the best drivers always want to be in the best car. In Bahrain, the team CEO was still confident that Verstappen would finish his contract, which runs until 2028. He now sounded a little more careful. Of course, you can never rule out everything. If a driver wants to be somewhere else, then he goes somewhere else. But I see no reason why anyone would want to leave this team. Max has all the support around him and is doing a great job in a great car. It will be really interesting to watch how this situation develops. People are saying behind the scenes that not only Verstappen but also Adrian Newey is unhappy with how things are right now. Horner wants to move him completely to the RB17 hypercar project because of money problems. In a podcast just 6 months ago, the design genius said he was sad that he had never worked on an emotional level with Ferrari or Lewis Hamilton. Frederick Vasseur could become one of the most important team principals Ferrari has had in recent decades if he also gets Newey to come over. As for Red Bull, Max Verstappen, Adrian Newey, and Helmut Marko are part of Red Bull, but Christian Horner has made it clear that he leads the team. I think that there's probably too much said already by other parties, he said in Saudi Arabia. The team is the team. Max is part of the team. Helmut is part of the team. I lead this team and everybody has a key role to play. But while Verstappen's threat to leave Red Bull continues to make headlines, with the Dutch driver connected to Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes seat, Horner insists that his star driver is not more important than Red Bull. He said that if Verstappen decides to go, he will not stop him. This is the same for Helmut Marko and even longtime friend Adrian Newey. It seems like Red Bull is ready to fall apart. And if one or more of these important people move, even more people will leave, making Red Bull weak. What are your thoughts?